Race 2 at Oschersleben, and on pole position for the first time, the Thomas Preining Mante Porsche led the field away into action. Tim Heinemann, who finished second on his debut in the opening round, though didn't get such a good start from the front row of the grid. In between them went Clement Schmidt from third to second in the Lamborghini. A good start for the bright green Porsche of Dennis Olsen as well, into fourth place for him, ahead of Mirko Bortolotti and Christian Engelhart rounding out the top six as they charged towards the left-hander at turn 3 for the first time in the race. Some contact further back, including a battle here with René Rast coming together with Maro Engel. A big impact between the BMW and the Mercedes, but both were able to carry on their way. There was some damage potentially, though, to both cars after that. And then instructed to let Maro Engel back past, having to back off the gas, was René Rast. So he lost the position once again, tucked back in behind the Mercedes as they carried on early in the race. Just behind them, Lucas Auer was trying to fend off the champion from last year, Sheldon van der Linde, who's coming from further back. But his teammate then into a spin because he was missing a wheel. The right rear coming detached after contact earlier in the race. It came right off and the BMW ran right over the top of its own wheel. René Rast, the three-time champion, powerless to stop the car going into the gravel trap. It was a hairy moment on the way into the very quick turn 1 at the end of the start-finish straight, but thankfully a big gravel trap was able to suffer any damage happening to the car and the driver. Out of the race, though, was René Rast, and then this change for second place, back up into P2 for the Toksport WRT Porsche of Tim Heinemann, and move up the inside as the Lamborghini just ran a little bit wide. Then into the pit stop phase of the race, and this was potentially for the lead of the race. Thomas Preining had been leading comfortably, had already made his pit stop. Heinemann came out in front of him, but on cold tyres it was going to be difficult to keep the Austrian behind him. But Heinemann has proven to be a feisty racer on his opening weekend in DTM, and he wasn't going to let Thomas Preining come past him easily, brand mates or not. Flashing his headlights right behind the pair of them was Dennis Olsen as well, looking for his first podium finish of the season. The three Porsches running together as the virtual 1, 2, 3, while others were still to make their pit stops. Running out wide, though, was Tim Heinemann, and so at the inside of him went Thomas Preining. Dennis Olsen tried to follow him through, but again, Tim Heinemann, the two-time DTM Trophy champion, was not going to give in easily. Behind, there was a good pit stop later on in the session as well for the white 99 car of Christian Engelhart, and Engelhart in the Toksport WRT car had to work hard to keep a queue of cars behind him for what potentially could become second place as he came out in front of Tim Heinemann. It wasn't a good race, though, I'm afraid, for the driver that finished third in the 2021 championship, Kelvin van der Linde, with a loss of power to the drivetrain. He almost made it back to the pits, but not quite. He had to walk the rest of the way, and after a good drive to sixth place in race 1, no points for Kelvin in race 2. Then late drama, a pit stop infringement meant that Thomas Preining had to go through the penalty box. He lost around about 5 seconds, and he lost the lead of the race. And once again, as in day 1, it was problems in the pit stops that did for Thomas Preining. This time, though, an infringement rather than a problem with the front right. The outcome was that he dropped down from first to third position. That put Christian Engelhart into the lead of the race and Tim Heinemann into second. Thomas Preining couldn't fight back in the remaining 7 minutes of the race from that third position, and so a debut victory on his first full season in the DTM going to Christian Engelhart, and right behind him Tim Heinemann coming through to make it a 1-2 finish for Toksport WRT, their first victory in DTM as a team. A 1-2 finish for them and an historic 1-2-3-4 finish for Porsche as a brand, the first time that has ever happened in the DTM. So 2 races, 2 rounds of the championship and 2 different race winners. Christian Engelhart with his first victory in DTM. Tim Heinemann, though, in second place, will walk away from Oschersleben as the championship leader. A dejected Thomas Preining comes home in third with Dennis Olsen, Clement Schmidt, Mirko Bortolotti, Ricardo Feller, Yusuf Avega, Lauren Heinrich and Lucas Auer rounding out the top 10. Next we go to Zandvoort in 4 weeks' time.